WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our WTIM Pana morning show coming to you from our Taylorville studios. We're brought to you by great folks like People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, as well as Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, your Pana Save-A-Lot, Okanee Chop Shop, the Shelbyville the Dairy Queen as well, and Pana Bowl. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, the morning show today. We're with Nicole Blodgett, president of the Pana Parks Revitalization Committee. Good morning to you, Nicole. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and thank you for asking. And I think we'll be a whole lot better once we get this, fully talked about here, because we've got to discuss it a little bit, but this time around, we really want to focus on it with it being this weekend, and that's the Kitchell Park Popcorn Festival. Nicole, what can you tell us about it event-wise in terms of when it's going to get its start and what we've got on hand?
Well, we have a fun-filled day planned. We're all geared up for starts at approximately 9:10. We'll have presentation of colors by the American Legion, the national anthem sang by some of our student singers at the high school. Then following that will be our Popcorn Princess Contest at 9:15. These events are taking place under the Chautauqua. And then the 10 a.m. is the dog show. That should last about an hour or so. So we'll have those events under the Chautauqua. Earlier that morning, we will already have the Poppin' 5K that's taking place at the high school. It has a 7:30 start for the run, and you can register, up to a half hour before that. And then there's a Little Pops run for little kids up to age 10. Also at the high school, that'll start at 9 a.m. and you can register about half hour before that as well. Both of those, the day of, you can still register. Then back at the park, we'll have sand volleyball that'll be starting at 8 a.m. That's a tournament, so it'll be playing starting at 8 a.m., trying to beat the heat and/or any weather coming in. And then we have pickleball that will be starting at 11. 10 o'clock is kind of the time where we'll have a lot of events starting. New this year, we have a paddle boat race around our Kitchell Park Lagoon. So if you've ever wanted to get onto the lagoon as a kid or growing up, now's the chance. That's going to go till 6 p.m., 10 to 6, and you can ride by yourself as a single participant, or you can ride in pairs. And so there will be a cash prize for the single winner and then cash prizes for a pairs winner too.
Okay.
So,
and those paddle boat races to me sounded like a kind of standout kind of key feature that we're bringing on. So I'm excited for that to kind of get its first start. And I apologize, I cut you off there from some of the other events.
Oh no, that's all right. We have several kids activities to do. Everything starts at 10 a.m. We've got the Captain Kitchell's Never Never Land Island, sponsored by Pana Pride. And then that has games and bounce houses and things there on the island. We have a petting zoo, and then also a climbing wall and a little bit bigger slide, blow-up slide that we'll have kind of out in the middle. So those are some more kids activities. We really want to focus that it's free admission, free parking, and then free popcorn all day long at the Pana Popcorn Festival. So that's kind of a highlight that you don't have at every festival. We also have almost 50 retail vendors and organizations coming to set up booths. And then we have 9 food vendors that will be on site that day. So
plenty of options for the kids and then for the adults there as well, the parents to be able to enjoy it with that too. The kids' activities, are those all going to be free as well, or is that going to have a slight admission cost to do certain things, or is that all just across the board free?
We have a couple, each of them have a little small donation entry fee. Since this is a fundraiser for our parks in Pana, each of the events usually have a little small fee. The Captain Kitchell Never Never Land is $5 for like an all-day wristband. The petting zoo, I believe, $3 to be able to feed the animals and pet the animals. The climbing wall, I think, will be $2 or $3, and that'll let you do that all day long. You can go up and down and then go down the slide that whole day. We tried to keep it at a low cost for families, but we were hoping to raise a little bit of money for the parks because that's where it'll go right back to.
I'd say you did just that. I would say those are very reasonable prices, and when you consider free admission, free parking, and free popcorn the whole day, you add those things together. That's a fantastic deal for you to be able to take part in. Anything in terms of the sand volleyball or pickleball registration wise? Do I already need to be registered to be a part of those tournaments, or can I do so kind of 30 minutes before, like with the 5K or maybe the Little Pops run you mentioned?
The sand volleyball needs to be signed up for by Friday for sure, since that's more of a team thing, and then there's several team brackets and whatnot.
Okay.
The pickleball, there's a link on our Facebook page that can be signed up on there, and I believe he's taking registrations that morning of as well. So all of our registration forms and information, we have a Facebook event page, Pana Popcorn Festival 2025, or our Pana Parks Revitalization Committee page has kind of all of those forms. And if you need a printed form, just message us and we will get you whatever you need. In the afternoon, we do have a caramel corn contest, which is kind of like the chili cook-off, Chili Fest contest. So people can, pay a couple dollars donation fee to sample to help us choose the winner of the caramel corn, and that's from 2 to 4 under one of our pavilions there by the pool. We also have a dunk tank from 12 to 6 that's got 3 of our student organizations, FFA, Student Council, Music Boosters. So those 3 organizations will be out trying to raise money also to split with them too. So we'll have the dunk tank there from 12 noon to 6 p.m.
And that's a fun way to raise a little bit of money too. Get some folks involved, and with the caramel corn cook-off as well. I like that too. That you give them an opportunity to be a part of it when it comes to the actual tasting, and then maybe help decide a winner out of all that as well. Kids activities wise, I want to go back to that for just a second there. Can you tell me a little bit about this Neverland as well? I know that you're kind of planning it to be right along the water's edge there, and that sounds like something that really stands out to me. Could you tell me just a little bit more about it?
Well, yes. It's put on by Pana Pride, and they have different stations where you can do arts and crafts at different stations, or else there's little games that kids can play all on the island, and then they also have some bounce houses and slides on their kids island area too. So it'll be a lot of fun for families if they can come out. We hope you can stay the whole day, but if you can come out and spend a couple hours, that'd be awesome too. So.
And a great way to tucker those kids out a little bit, get them a little more tired for bedtime on Saturday night, no doubt about it. So, and I think too, again, when you're talking $5 for something like that, maybe $3 for a petting zoo, so reasonable when you attach that with the free admission and the free parking, as you had mentioned, that's just not always offered at all these fairs and festivals. And so I think the world of that. Now, if I remember correctly, and talking to you not too long ago, some changes have been made to the parking just to improve it from last year's edition. Is there anything parking wise that people should be aware of as they make their way over to Kitchell Park?
Our primary parking location is going to be located over by the car and Jeep shows, kind of in what we used to call the main large soccer field there that's right next to Route 51 as you're going south out of Pana. So that's where we're hoping to do the majority of our parking. So you can even enter into Kitchell Park at the south entrance or down by the pool, which would be kind of like the east entrance there off of 9th Street. So our main Kitchell Street entrance will be blocked off for safety and let everybody be able to walk about the food concessions and to and from all the events. So we're trying to keep a safe environment and keep cars out of the central location of it all.
It's really crazy to me. And excuse me, I know I told you this last time, but how much you're packing into just the second year of an event. The first year you were super ambitious, and then this year you've added even more. And so I think that's awesome. And you realize too, some things that that you wanted to change and make improvements on. And again, I think that is fantastic. Last month when we talked to you, Nicole, I knew you were excited for this, but now it's right around the corner. How are you feeling about everything? It's all pretty much put together. How are you feeling about it at this moment now?
We are really excited. You see your whole about 3/4 of a year work put together, and it's all coming together, and we're just hammering out all the details. So we just invite everyone to be able to come out if you can and just enjoy a good day at the park in Pana. So we just are hoping for good weather and everything like that too. So
yes, fingers crossed when it comes to weather, and we can talk a little bit about that in the second segment here today with how we plan to keep it going with the possibility for inclement weather. Nothing too crazy, I think just some rain, but we can still have ourselves a really good time out at Kitchell Park in their Popcorn Festival. It's the second annual. It is this Saturday, July 26th. Things getting kicked off early morning with some 5Ks and pageants, a dog show, and some tournaments, and just so much there that was mentioned to us. We're joined by Nicole Blodgett, president of the Pana Parks Revitalization Committee. We'll come back around with her, and we'll talk more about the Kitchell Park Popcorn Festival coming this weekend to Pana. You're listening to WTIM and our Pana Morning Show.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network. Corn starting the day slightly lower, beans slightly lower, and wheat higher. September corn opening 401.5 down 2 1/4. December corn down 2 1/4, 420. March corn 437.5 down 2 1/4. August beans starting the day 1011.5 down 3 1/2. September beans down 1 1/2, 1009. November beans 1025 1/4 down 3/4. September wheat opening 547 1/4 up a nickel. December wheat up 4 3/4, 568. And March wheat 585 3/4 up 4. August bean meal 271.80 up $1.30. August bean oil 55.60 down 47 cents. Opening numbers at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. I'm Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
This is Kayla Sane with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, Brian Booth at Bob Writings in Pana. For the month of May, we have our Employee Pricing Plus, where you buy like an employee of the manufacturer. That's the lowest price available. They also have incredible rebates going on top of those. I've done some Jeep Wranglers and some trucks that have had better of $14,000 in discounts. We also have great service specials, including some sales on prepaid maintenance plans. Feel free to give us a call at 217-562-3986.
Hey DQ fans, nothing could make Father's Day more memorable than a DQ cake. Treat Dad, Pops, Pappy, or Papa to one of our delicious Fudge and Crunch cakes. Or get a cake in one of our other Blizzard treat flavors like Oreo cookie. Customize your DQ cake with a message that celebrates the big guy and all the wonderful things he does. Trust us, it's a lot more fun than a pair of socks or another wacky tie. Only at participating DQ locations, 100 South Oak in Nokomis and 333 West 2nd Street in Pana. Happy tastes good.
Summer's heating up, and so is your grill. Stop by Oconee Chop Shop, your local USDA butcher shop right off Highway 51 in Oconee, Illinois. We've got premium cuts of beef, pork, and chicken, plus barbecue sauces, cheeses, eggs, sodas, and more. Need custom meat processing? Bring in your own animal, and we'll handle it start to finish. We also do custom deer processing October through January. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 1. Find us on Facebook or at OkoneeChopShop.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
WTIM, your information station, and our WTIM Pana Morning Show with Pana civic business and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, as well as your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Writings Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Oconee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment is President of the Pana Parks Revitalization Committee, Nicole Blodgett. And we talked a little bit about the Kitchell Park Popcorn Festival and everything going on with it. And there's some more that we'd like to get to. We'd like to start with the Jeep and Car Show. Nicole, what can you tell us about those two things?
They start early as well at 9 a.m. We'll start registering. I'm sure people will show up a little even earlier than that. And then they are there till noon. They can get registered till, and then we do an awards at 1 o'clock, kind of before we get ready to start our bands. You can sign up for the Jeep Show and Car Show also through our Facebook page. Those forms are on there. We have a website, panapopcornfestival.org. All of our forms are on there if you're able to download and print those at home. So those will be also in the morning. And then we have music that starts at 2 o'clock under the Chautauqua. So it will be covered from 2 to 5. We have the Blue Suede Crew. They are a highly followed band. We're looking forward to having them out for some feel-good music. And then the Neon Rodeo Band is playing from 6 to 9 p.m., also under the Chautauqua. And they're a 90s tribute band, so they'll be cranking it up with some 90s tunes later in the evening.
I like it. And so for the Blue Suede Crew, I'm imagining some, maybe late 50s, early 60s, that type of music. Am I on the right path maybe with that?
It has kind of an Elvis vibe to it, but I'm not sure of their entire set list. So they may go into the 60s and 70s as well with some music. So it's just going to be some kind of nice, easy listening afternoon music and to sit and enjoy the day.
And I think at night too, it sounds like it may be a focus on 90s country with that, and kind of a nice way to wrap things up. So you get that, then as you mentioned, just the easy tunes in the afternoon, and then that night kind of wrap things up. Nothing wrong with 90s country. It's some easy tunes either, but I get where we're going with these two things. So from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., the Blue Suede Crew, and then from 6 to 9 p.m., get yourself some 90s country music in there as well. Nicole, we know that weather has not been our friend as of late, especially not for several events that are trying to run over the weekend. And right now, there's a possibility of rain. I just want to clear up things for listeners out there that we do still plan to have things up and operational in case of rain. What can you tell us on that end?
Yes, we're going to keep an eye out on any of the weather. We're going to try to do as much as we can. It's going to be a rain or shine event. We've let all of our vendors know, they can be there set up either way. We just have had so many businesses and organizations and volunteers that have helped make this possible. So we're just going to try to fit in as much as we can on this day. We may have to take a break, if there would be anything a little stronger come through. But I think that we'll try to, if there's any kind of little delay, we would just start up again as soon as the rain clears. So we're hoping for none, but just in case, we plan on still being there all day. Bring a poncho, I'm going to.
Just in case. You never know.
Yeah.
There's the Chautauqua to hide out under too. And so just want folks to know that this is going rain or shine. And so that way nobody is kind of pushed off by the potential for weather. And you just never know. It could be in the very early stages of the morning, and we could have a beautiful day on Saturday as well. And that's what we're hoping for. Fingers crossed for the Kitchell Park Popcorn Festival this Saturday, July 26th. Nicole, we've got just under a minute here. Anything else that you want to highlight, double down on, including some things like maybe even the free admission and parking?
Yes, we just wanted to keep things as low cost as we could to be able to have people come in and then experience, whatever activities we have going, visit our vendors. We've got, like I said, almost 50 retail vendors that'll be selling all kinds of things that day. We've got 9 food vendors that will be selling everything from drinks to ice cream to cheeseburgers to lobster rolls. We've got it all across the board. So we're just really trying to create a good day and a good experience for everybody.
And I think you've done just that. Nicole, thank you for your time here today.
Thank you so much for having us.
You've got it. Nicole Blodgett, President of the Pana Parks Revitalization Committee and the Kitchell Park Popcorn Festival that'll be running this Saturday, July 26th. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville. 107.5 FM Shelbyville. 107.9 FM Pana Nokomis.
Koberger killed 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. Against